Shalom, Yasharala. I'm going to start out by giving infinite honors to our Heavenly Father and our great King, Yahweh Bashem, Yahushua Bashem, Harakakadash. Double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who are worthy of double honors. And salutation to our fellow laborers in the Mashiach Yahushua, putting his beloved truth across the four winds in this fine hour. Shalom, one of you brothers. All right, you few sisters that listen. This topic, I'm going to go into this Brute Beast, a.k.a. so-called black woman. All right, the Judite woman, according to the scriptures. Beware of this demon. I had to learn the hard way. When I first came into the faith, I seen the clip with Elder Apostle Tahar at R.E.M. Lab sitting on that chair in front of that poster that said the end of the world, and Elder Gabal was at the computer, and I heard one of them say, I don't remember exactly which one of them said, they say, don't deal with those so-called nigger women. They'll be right in the kingdom. But right now, if something happened with you and one of those so-called nigger women, I don't want to hear about it. We didn't gave y'all the advice, because the Lord gave them, just like when you read about Paul, got dispensation to speak things. The Lord gave him permission to say certain things, all right, to teach us how to navigate in a society, all right. It's not a commandment, but Paul gave his permission. The elder Tahar and the apostles are in that same position. The Lord had gave them the same permissions to teach us things, and they told us don't deal with these so-called black women. I had to learn the hard way. After I heard the apostle say that, okay, ended up on child support, ended up going to the dungeon behind a bitch, and this clip I'm about to play, this type of shit happens every day. Young brothers that come into the faith, man, if you just got to deal with them, deal them on a wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, and stay far away from them, okay? And this clip is evidence of one of the reasons you got to stay away from them. Now, in this final hour, I would say this. The Lord, according to election, some of these women are coming on the comment boards. They seem like they're in the right spirit, but they are far and few in between. That the average so-called black woman you bump into is a demon. I don't care how mild-mannered she is or how loyal she comes off as. There's no way you can love anybody if you're outside of the commandments, and they're lawless. They don't abide by the commandments of Yahweh Bashem Shai. So there's no way on Yahweh Bashem Shai's green earth that they could ever love. They don't know what love is. So you could never trust them. Never trust nothing that comes out of their mouth. And if you're going to deal with them, you got to funnel their actions through the scriptures. Not their words that come out of their mouth, but their actions through the scriptures. Okay? So I'm going to play this clip and funnel it through the scriptures. And probably name it Beware of the Nigger Woman.
Here's a story. You're married, have a kid, a happy home, and then you work on yourself, lose over 100 pounds, and become unrecognizable, both inside and out. You hang out more and ultimately step out on your marriage. There's hurt, pain, and a divorce. You live life with regret, but your story isn't finished.
What I thought at the time was love, I had never felt that before, ever. I have never felt so more desired in my life, ever.
Was living with your husband difficult?
Very.
Why?
Because I only wanted the other guy.
Wow. I'm obviously not yours and you're not mine, but I don't want you...
mine. He was mine. I'm sorry, honey. He was mine.
How did your husband find out?
I confessed. I couldn't sleep. My conscience was eating me alive, and I was exhausted. I was ready to leave my baby, leave my family. This was nice. I love y'all. I see y'all on the weekend. I wanted to be with him at all costs.
Infidelity.
Are you sick of having issues?
All right. Now you heard it. That's the epitome of wickedness, what you just saw there. A married woman that said she was never in love with her husband. What she thought love was, it was nothing. She didn't find out what love was until she got into an adulterous affair. How about that? So look at the young lad that married her, whoever the fool is that married her. Because that's what happens by the means of a whorish woman, a man is turned into a loaf of bread. All right, you're going to be laughed to scorn. All right, your honor and your good name that you have is going to be wiped away when you deal with a whorish woman. You're going to be the talk of the town. Okay, she say she didn't know what love was and she wasn't in love with him, but just imagine how many times she told him he loved her for him to want to marry her. Okay, believe nothing what they say, Akim. Nothing what they say. Look at their actions. All right. What they can't love because they don't know what love is, and the issue always boils down to, all right, they're cursed. So-called black woman, she's double cursed. Us as a nation, as a whole, the nation as a whole, we are cursed. But the Judite tribe, the tribe of Judah, is double cursed. All right, because we are double blessed. We got a double portion, a double inheritance, being the chief tribe, okay? So I'm going to start off in Deuteronomy 28. And what you just saw is how the vast majority of our women get down. They'll look at this clip and say, they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do such things, but all of them the same. You could never, when they get in the heat of battle, their emotions get aroused. All right, they'll say what they wouldn't do when they're calm, cool, and collect. They always do the same thing. They always move the same. I've seen it 1,000 times, all right? And this is the reason. It's because of these curses. Deuteronomy 28:56. The tender and delicate woman among you will not venture to set her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness. Her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom. All right? You seen that lady was evil toward the man that married her. That was wickedness. That was the epitome of wickedness you just saw there. And towards her son and towards her daughters, all right? And they're horrible mothers. They're horrible friends, all right? They're horrible confidants, all right? These the so-called black women as a whole, they're just horrible people. They dress promiscuous. They carry themselves in the spirit of harlots. And if you pull them up and tell them, look, sweetheart, that's not how it should be. All right, you have the attire of a harlot, of a prostitute. That's how prostitutes dress. That's how they move. And if you tell them that, they're going to tell you you're hating on them. All right, these are infidels. Okay, unbelievers, and they're incapable of loving anyone, anybody. I'm going to show you according to the scriptures. They're incapable of loving anybody, even their children. You heard her say she wanted that man so much that she would have left her children behind her. And all it was, man, the dude was smashing her right, all right? She don't know what love is. She was a big girl all her life. She never got attention. She bumped into a guy that she was really attracted to. She probably wasn't even attracted to her husband. She settled for him because he was good to her. So she finally got a guy to her liking, and he was smashing her right. And she said she was ready to leave her children, her husband, and all that. She did. She did do it, okay? This is Psalms 19:7. The law of the Lord is perfect, okay? This is how you get agape love, all right? By keeping the commandments, the laws of Yahweh B'Shem Shah, converting the soul, all right? This is what makes us perfect. This is what makes us holy, okay? The testimony of Yahweh B'Shem Shah is sure, making wise the simple, all right? That was a simple woman you just saw there. Very simple, okay? When you're dealing with a simple woman, you could tell her anything, whisper sweet nothings, and she's off to the races. She could have a husband of 20, 30 years, okay? And the right guy come up on her, catch her at the wine, have a couple of drinks with her, tell her she's attractive, and she's in an adulterous affair. It happens every day, all right, because they are simple. And the scriptures say that the law make wise the simple. They don't have the commandments, so they have no discretion. We get discretion from the scriptures, all right? We become deep because of the scriptures. You become built up because of the scriptures. So if you have no light in you, you have no scriptures in you, you simple. You'll fall for anything, all right? Let me get a precept to bag that up. This is Sirach. And that makes you, and you're dangerous too. And you're dangerous to your household. You're dangerous to the people around you when you're simple. Okay? An enemy can come in and manipulate you and have you going against the home front. Okay? This is Sirach 7:26. Has thou a wife after thy mind? And the Lord created us Israelite men to be fruitful and multiply. That was one of the first commandments he gave us in the Garden of Eden. All right? He put this spirit in us to want to get it in when we see a beautiful woman, have a desire for a beautiful woman. All right? So it's only natural us men gonna want to marry women because women are a man's delight. Okay? Forsake her not, but give not thyself over to a light woman. Now let's get the definition of the word light and simple. And this is the typical woman in the society, the typical black woman in the society. They're light-minded and very simple, all right? So this is the definition of the word light in Merriam-Webster, okay? All right, containing less than the legal standard of usual weight. That's not the one I want. All right, here we go. Easily disturbed, all right? Easily manipulated. Okay, a light woman, it don't take much. Hey, girl, you know you look good. Your hair looks good. They love compliments. That's all you got to do to knock down a woman's defense. Come on, if you're a man and you've been out here, you know how to manipulate women. I got a PhD in it. All right, they're very, especially Babylonian women, they're very easy. These women, if you're not getting boxed nowadays, it's just not meant for you. Box is so easy. When I was growing up, it was kind of hard. Like the first chick I messed with when I was growing up, it took me a year to get her box. All right, a year. It used to be kind of harder when I was growing up. Nowadays, oh man, they just throwing the pussy. Man, in fact, they go on the offensive. It's been times that the woman she started coming on you, seducing you, grabbing you. All right? They're easily disturbed, okay? You don't have to exert a minimum of force or pressure. Mentally, they brains are incapable of thinking analytically and critically and thinking past go. Because see, when you have the commandments in you, the doctrine of life in you, you're gonna think on those commandments and you're gonna fear to do certain things. You're gonna be like, oh no, the commandments say if I do this, this is what's gonna happen to me. All right? Easily endurable. Okay? All right, this is the one I really want to go. Lacking in stability. See, these women are unstable. That was an unstable woman. She's married. She's bound to that man forever. She's never supposed to let another man touch her. But look, she was lacking in stability. Another man came along, all right, made advances towards her, and she was just googly-eyed, told her she looked good, complimented her. That's the same thing Steph Curry's wife said. Is that not the same thing that bitch said? She wanted the attention of other men, all right? This is the typical black woman. This woman, when these women tell you they love you, you dealing with them, all right? If another guy walk past them, like Usher, a nigga like Usher, who's a flaming sodomite, he could get your girl. That's what them dudes like Usher are throwing in your face. Us men, we'll be talking about him, talking about how sweet he is, but he'll get around your girl and get your girl. All right? Get to singing. What's that song that nigga be singing? They had to make the women weak. There goes my baby. Ooh, girl, look at you. Some, you be my girl. I like that song, though. But yeah, he'll go do that shit to your girl be off to the races, man. She's very simple. That's very simple. All right? That's what you call a light-minded woman. Well, she ready to risk it all because a nigga singing to her and smelling good, you know, and that's all it takes. She's lacking in stability. She's unstable. Sexually promiscuous. You get it? That's why the Lord say, give not over yourself to a light woman. All right? You have to talk to these women, see what their mentality is. All right? See how they think. A simple man only looks at the outer appearance of a woman, all right? We got wisdom to teach us how to think. Wisdom teaches you how to think. This is what the definition of simple means. A lack in knowledge or expertise. You see? These women don't have understanding. are lacking in intelligence. You lack intelligence when you commit adultery. All right? I'm going to prove it. You lack intelligence when you commit adultery. All right? Let me get that precept. These women are simple. Every woman will cheat on her husband, cheat on her boyfriend at the drop of a dime. All it takes is the right guy. Don't never think you got a woman on lock. Never think that. Not these Babylonian women. Let me say that. Because these other races, they are like, if you get an Ishmaelite woman who's been raised up in Islam, all right, them women fear. They dread dealing with another man because they know death comes with that if they get caught. It's not even in their being, people from different cultures, so on and so forth. But women that grew up here in this American 21st century American cosmos, all right, they trash. I forgot the name of that comedian that always be talking about them NBA players. That nigga's trash. These women are trash. All right, this is I need Proverbs 6. All right, here we go. This is Proverbs 6:32. But whoso committeth adultery with a woman lack understanding. That goes for a woman too. All right, a woman or a man. If you commit adultery, you lack understanding. You're simple. You're light-minded. All right, and the Lord will kill you. And he that doeth destroyeth his own soul. She destroyed her own soul. All right, judgment is waiting for her. She don't know it, but it's coming. Okay, she's an adulterer. Lest she repent and come to the throne of Yahweh Shema Shai. So when it comes to us men in this ministry, you young brothers that come in, man, okay, you got to seek Yahweh Shema Shai, all right, and ask him to protect you from the strange woman. That's what I'm about to go into. All right, this is no, I need Proverbs 7, okay? This is Proverbs 7, and I'm going to get straight to the point, okay? This is Proverbs 7:4. Say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding thy kinswoman. This is our wife, man, all right? Wisdom, that's the wife we supposed to be seeking and nurturing and being entangled with, us brothers in this faith, all right? Wisdom is a defense. She's never going to lead us astray. She's never going to step out on us. All right, Sophia. All right, these scriptures. That's our wife, man. She'll never betray you. All right. That they may keep thee from the strange woman. Wisdom will keep you from a strange woman. Okay. Women will protect you from these bimbos. From the stranger will flatter with her words. Okay. For at the window of my house I looked in my casement, and I beheld among the simple ones. I discern among the youths a young man void of understanding. I say, when we come to this faith, this is what we're learning. We're getting understanding. With all that get understanding, get knowledge. All right. And then it teaches us how not to be carried away with these Babylonian women who are traps. They're snares. Their hands is as bands, man. These women will have you in a adulterous bed, man. All right. When I came into truth, I learned to ask a woman, are you spoken for? Do you have a boyfriend or a husband? All right, because they have you in an adulterous affair. Okay, that's what wisdom teaches us to do. All right, have a clean conscience, man. All right, this is Proverbs 11, and I'm gonna skip down to verse 22. All right, as a jewel of gold in a swine's snout, so it is a fair woman, which is without discretion. And these Judah women, a lot of them are beautiful. They're pretty, okay? A lot of them are very attractive. But only a simple man will look at the fairness of a woman, all right? A man without discretion, he's just going to look at how she looks. She got a little ass, thin waist, all right? She's easy on the eyes. And if that is as far as your mental aptitude go, all right, a life of turmoil awaits you. Okay, the Lord say, those women that are fair and have no discretion, equivalent of you seeing a pig rolling in a pigsty. They got all type, and look, a pig is a disgusting animal, all right? The Lord likened them to a pig. A woman without discretion is like looking at a pig. They're nasty. Whatever she does with you in the bed, she does it with another man. And sometimes, hey, what they doing with us, they'll be going harder with another guy that they like more than you. You might ask her to do some little things in the bedroom. She's like, I'm not doing that. And she'll get in the bed with another guy and do it to the max. Do it to the 10 power. All right? And then get into the bed and do it with another nigga and another nigga and another nigga. That's why the Lord say they're filthy pigs. A woman without discretion, her body count would go up into the hundreds, man. These women sleep with man after man after man. Did you see on that clip? She said when she started getting attention, and she was talking about this one guy, that the only one, man, that bitch lying. All right? A big fat girl that was fat her whole life, you can't tell me nothing. And she get a little BBL surgery and start looking good, and men start coming on her. She fucking all them niggas. She ain't just fucking one. One probably just got his tentacles in her. He probably started liking her, and she started dealing with him on the regular. No, it don't go like that. These women don't have discretion. She finally getting the attention she never had her whole life because she was a big girl, man. She fucking niggas, man. All right? And us brothers, you got to have discretion dealing with these bimbos, man. They got sexual diseases, STDs, sexual transmitted diseases. They have you in an adulterous affair. They have you backdoored, set up and killed, okay? This type of shit happens every day. So it's expedient not even to deal with some of them, all right? Most of them, Salakia. This is Job. Get the book of Job 39. I'm going to start at verse 13. And it's written, gavest thou goodly wings unto the peacocks, or wings and feathers unto the ostrich. These are two dumb birds, all right? Look at their brain, their heads. They're so small. The Lord likened the daughters of Zion, so-called black woman, to two dumb birds, okay? Which leaveth her eggs in the earth and warmeth them in the dust. And when you see the life of an ostrich, she lays big fucking eggs, huge eggs on the ground, okay? And then she leaves them, all right? And other animals, elephants might stomp on them. A hyena might come and eat it, okay? She don't have no understanding. She don't know. Nah, that's not how you do that, all right? Go somewhere else. Get somewhere, a place that's plush, a place where they don't have that much traffic, all right? But it's a dumb bird. The Lord likened these so-called black women to dumb fucking birds. He likened them to pigs, all right? And written in other places, he straight up called them dogs, okay? And forgetteth that her foot may crush them, or that the wild beast may break them. She is hardened against her young ones. Okay, that's what we just read in that curse in Deuteronomy 28. As though they were not hers. Her labor is in vain and without fear. You see, she's lawless. She don't know the commandments. She don't know to have the fear of the Lord. All right? So everything she do is all about vanity. All right? She don't know how to raise children. She raised her daughters to be 10 times the whores that they are. Okay? This is the so-called black woman. The worst thing, walking on 2 feet. All right? If you want peace in your life, peace in your house, don't deal with them, man. Deal with these Latin tribes. And they not too far from them, you know. These Colombian women, Mexican women, Puerto Rican women are not too far from them. They be following their leads, but I'm going to say this about them. Most of those Latin tribes, like I be going to the Ideal store down here, and it be nothing but Latin tribes in there. You go to the mall, man, this is the difference between them and this so-called black woman. They grew up in 2-parent homes. These Latin tribes have a certain respect for a man that the so-called black women don't. You don't really never hear those Latin women or any other race for that screaming that they independent and they don't need a man at all. The only woman I see saying that on the planet saying that shit is so-called black woman. I don't hear the white woman saying that. And she's a piece of shit. She's a degenerate. She's the worst of all of them, but you don't hear her saying that shit. You don't see the women from these Latin tribes saying that shit. It's only the black woman. They don't need a black man. They don't need a man for anything. But guess what? They get a man. They get men for a lot of things. They get a multiple of them. They let those multiple men get in that box. All right? Trash. And then this is why, because the Lord have deprived them of wisdom, neither have him a part to her understanding. Because if a woman had understanding, she would know, all right, I'm bound to this man till that man dies. And I can't deal with other men. I can't even look other men's way. All right? That's what a woman with discretion and understanding would know. And if I do this, the Lord is going to kill me. They are lawless. They don't think like that. So as anything goes, they rock out, they're no different than a brute beast. They work off of impulses, their emotions, how they feel. That's how animals go. An animal get hungry, he go and kill something. An animal get horny, it fucks right in front of everybody. An animal got to go to the bathroom, it don't go nowhere private, it shits right there, it pisses right in front of whoever's looking. All right? The so-called black woman is no different. All right? She don't have no discretion when it comes to the commandments of the Lord. Lord say you are bound to this man forever once, one man forever. The man that opens your metrics, pops your cherry, you're bound to him forever. They don't care. They don't care. After the first man popped their cherry, man, shit, 2 years later, these women have slept with 30 niggas, man. Okay? That's how they roll. Beware these bimbos, all right? This is the book back in Proverbs, all right, the 6th chapter. I'm going to start at the 21st verse, and it's written, to keep thee from the evil one. I'm going to start up a little higher, all right, back to these commandments, 6 and 23, Proverbs 6 and 23, for the commandment is a lamp, all right, and the law is a light, see, and that's what King David say, this word is a lamp to our feet, a light into our path, all right, it teaches the way we should go, Isaiah the 8th chapter say, if they speak not according to this word, because there's no light in them. Light represents truth. All right? These women don't know the truth. All right? They're in the land of darkness. They live in darkness. All right? They live according to Western philosophy. What the so-called white man taught them. Look, you're sexually liberated. You don't need a man for anything. All right? Push for gender equality. Look, file head of household. You don't need a man telling you what you need to do and all that. The women sold on that white man's rhetoric, his philosophies. All right, that's what you call living in darkness. They have no light. And reproof of instruction are the way of life. All right, these women go in the way of death. They don't understand reproof, instruction, law and order. Okay? To keep thee from the evil one. See, the Lord tell us to come to these commandments and follow his word to keep us from women like that. All right? These women are evil, and this is a twofold scripture. It's also going in the philosophies of the world. But hey, we're gonna deal with it literal. To keep thee from evil women. Wisdom is a defense and protects you, Akim. All right? And it tells you, look, man, don't deal with these women, these so-called black women. It's expedient not to. From flattery of the tongue of a strange woman. They're very deceitful. They're very beguiling. All right? They'll blow your rod with the best of them and tell you they love you, and leave your house and go do it to another guy, okay? That's the times we're living in, all right? Lust not after her beauty in thine heart, neither let her take thee with the eyelids, or say so, all right? You got what they call honeypots, man. These got women that look good, come on to you, and set you up to get robbed and killed, man. Because you're being simple. You just listening, looking at her the physical attraction. All right, you're physically attracted to her, and you can't see past that. Wisdom teaches us not to move like that. All right? For by means of a whore's woman, a man is brought to a piece of bread. All right? You get yoked with a whore's woman, you're going to be the talk of the town. Guys are going to be laughing at you. Your good name, if you're a stand-up guy, and you got a good name, it's going to be tarnished because she's making you look stupid. She's making you be a laughingstock amongst your peers and your enemies, okay? And the adulterous woman will hunt for the precious life. And that's why wisdom teaches us, since I came into the faith, I had to learn, if you come on to a woman, ask her if you're married. Excuse me, love, are you beloved? Or, I don't call them bitches beloved. I'm just talking, you know. Hey, excuse me, miss, are you spoken for? You dig? You know, you don't just be like, bitch, come here, and nothing like that. You know, you gotta be deceitful with these bimbos. Hey, are you spoken for? Hey, are you spoken for? Do you have a husband? Are you married? I know I learned to do that when I came in the truth for conscience sake, man. These women that have you in an unlawful bed, commit adultery. So wisdom is a defense. When you deal with any woman you come on to, you got to ask them, are they spoken for? They be having boyfriends, man. They be having dudes in mad love with them that would kill you if he see you dealing with their women, okay? So that's how wisdom defends us. It teaches us how to navigate in this wicked ass society. And the so-called black woman, if she wants your ass, she'll tell you she ain't dealing with nobody and be dealing with somebody. Okay? That's why you got to pray without ceasing and ask the Lord to protect you from yourself and a lot of times, okay? This is the book of Sirach. It's going to basically back up what we just read. Chapter 9, verse 8. And it's written, turn away thine eye from a beautiful woman. Now, don't mean just because a woman beautiful, all right, don't deal with her. I mean, the Lord put in us to have a desire towards beautiful women. It's just that don't just want a woman just because of her beauty, okay? You know, basically saying the same thing over and over, precept, born precept, here a little, there a little, all right? Just don't look at her because she looks good, all right? That's how a simple man, that's how a light man thinks. Talk to her, see if she got any morals, all right? See if she has any integrity, all right? Actually, was she raised by her father? Because in my experience, women that are raised by their fathers, that don't mean they're not going to grow up to be a harlot, but they have a respect for men more. These so-called black women, they don't respect men. They think they're more than men. They were raised by mama and big mama, who are bitter towards men, and they have no respect for men, okay? Turn away that eye from a beautiful woman and look up not upon another's beauty. For many have been deceived by the beauty of a woman, for herewith her love is kindled as fire. See, that guy that married her, he was deceived, all right? And became a damn laughing stock amongst his peers, all right? His peers see that video, his family see that video, he looked like a goddamn fool. She's making him look real bad, yo. Okay? Whoever that guy is, she gets her ass on his camera and say all that shit. He looks like a sucker. Even if he's not a sucker, because shit happens to the best of them. I'm going to tell you my testimony. I was dealing with a little broad. It wasn't no woman I was serious with, but it was a little broad I was dealing with consistently, frequently. And she was a heavyset chick, all right? And she got one of them surgeries. Okay. Now, before she got that surgery, you know, I only deal with a woman. I'm hard on a woman. I flex them. I don't play with them. You gonna dance to my beat or else. If you ain't rocking how I want you to rock, I just move along. They got us out, you know, outnumbered 32-1. You know, so if one ain't gonna do right, another one will. Another one will. That's what women don't understand. So she would come to my every beckoning. I tell her to come cook for me, wash my clothes, you know, clean my house. Whatever I would tell her to do, she would do it. Like, because a lot of times, you know, chicks that are heavy set, they got low self-esteem. And chicks with low self-esteem, they be real nice, all right? Because that's just the way the cookie crumble. They be real nice. They be real compliant, okay? So when she went and got this BBL surgery, this is a true story, Akim. She did. She really started looking better. Started looking better. Real talk. Okay. So she was just like this broad. So this was a dynamic switch. I would tell her to do something. She started talking sassy. She started being argumentative all of a sudden. And I would let it go because she had served me well for a couple years. You dig? So then she just started, after she had the surgery, you know, she was still normal a little while after the surgery. She was herself. But over time, she just got real unruly. And one day I said something to her, like, bitch, who you talking to? I had to get on her fucking ass. Bitch, you got me fucked up. You know, and she couldn't believe I was talking to her. I'm like, man, you've been having attitude for some time now. But you done had your surgery, guys coming on to you, and you getting a big head now? All right, and I'm going to tell you something about those surgeries. I ended up eventually kicking her to the curb, but I had to bring her down to the ground because she started getting lofty. All right. And one day I told her, I say, and look, man, a nigga gonna fuck with you. You look good with your clothes on. But one thing about those surgeries, if you ever deal with a chick who had those surgeries, they skin sag. I say, as soon as you nigga get your clothes off, he ain't gonna want you. You look worse than you look when you had the weight on you. I told her that, she started crying. She just, her whole countenance went down low because when they had those surgeries, they gotta have another surgery to get that extra skin off, okay? They gotta tone that shit up because it be like real saggy skin. They look good with their clothes on when they lose the weight, but when it be like saggy skin everywhere. It looks real bad. I was like, man, you looked better with your goddamn weight on. You know, I started pecking away at that esteem because, you know, and that's not what my MO, but I'm like, whoa, you getting harder. You getting a little bit too big for your britches. Pride starts seeping in, you know? And then it ultimately consumed it to the point I ain't even want to be around her. I end up blocking the bitch, telling the bitch, catch a cut, you know? And that's how these Babylonian women are. Even when they seem like they're cool, you well pleasing to dwell with them, man, you can never trust these black women here in America. Never. I've seen it all. I've seen it all. I've experienced it all. When I was in the world, I was the guy on the other side of the spectrum, looking at the guy call her while I'm sitting right there in the car with her. She tell him, I love you, baby. I'm going to bring you something to eat. And I'm in the car with her. She done picked me up. All right? That type of shit happens every day. And that shit has happened to me. I've been played. We've all played the fool. All right? So wisdom, when you get in this truth, wisdom teaches you, all right, look, don't even get yoked with a woman like that. All right? If you going to pop her, just have y'all little thing going. Don't lie to her. Tell her this what it is. Look, if I deal with a woman now, I tell her, look, I deal with a lot of women. I'm not about to get in a relationship no time soon. All right? They're going to take it or leave it. Be honest with them. Okay? And if you're going to deal with them, don't be just spending all your time with them. Deal with them sparingly, you know? Some nights I feel like having Netflix and chill. Come over, let's chill. Let's look at a movie. Let me pop you, boom, and that. Wham, bam, thank you, man. Go have a nice date. We're not going to be hooking up, going on dates every day, you know? You want to spend all your spare time in this ministry. All right? That lovey-dovey shit is not the time for it. Now, I'm not going to be over righteous. You got brothers that do end up getting in relationships in the faith, and the Lord sent them women that do right by them, all right? But that's far and few in between, okay? So I'm not going to be over righteous because in this fine hour, you got women waking up. You look at the comment boards. You got women on those comment boards that seem like they're sincere, all right? Because we're living in a time of the Great Awakening, all right? But when our women going to really start getting in their right mind when all hell break loose, when Isaiah 4:1 is implemented, all right? The blueness of a wound, hurt, pain, trauma, all right? Judgment is what's going to make them wise up and start seeking the Lord and wanting to be righteous, okay? This is, let me go to Sirach, back, I'm already over here. Sirach 26 and verse 9, all right? And it's written, the whoredom of a woman may be known in their haughty looks and eyelids, all right? Like, you got to learn how to read these women, the women that ain't right, all right? Well, if a woman's single and she's looking at you with googly eyes, bedroom eyes, nothing's wrong with that. But we talking about the whoredom of a woman. Like, if a woman's with you, she looking at another nigga, you know? Or if a woman with another guy, she's looking at you. Them type of women, man, you don't want them in your mix. All right? You want women around you that's going to respect you. Okay? Because we ain't faggots. You know, I know a couple eunuchs in the faith, but for the most part, brothers don't be coming in that lot of a eunuch, you know? So brothers going to deal with women. So if you're going to deal with women, you either get it wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, you know? A lot of brothers, they just go pay for some cunt, get they rocks off and go on about their business, all right? Pay the bitch to leave, all right? Or some brothers just have a couple females that they deal with, they respect their mind, you know? All right, but if you're gonna be around anybody, you demand respect, okay? And you don't deal with these women with these Google eyes. They with you, they looking at another guy, or you see a woman, she's looking at you and she's with a guy, she belongs to a guy. You don't want to have a word with a woman like that. They have you in an adulterous bed, okay? And you can see it in their eyelids. These women, with these cum lashes and shit, all right? When you do the history on those cum lashes, man, that was something created, I think, in the 1800s, where a woman created those for her prostitutes, so semen, when the guys ski in their face, it didn't get in their eyes and shit, okay? The shit don't even be looking good. Don't look good. That's a part of a whore's attire, all right? It's part of a whore's attire. All right, this is Proverbs, the 7th chapter. All right, I'm going to start from the top. My son, keep my words and lay up my commandments with thee. Keep my commandments and live, and my law is the apple of thine eye. See, these commandments bring forth life. All right, and when you don't have the commandments, you're living in a congregation of the dead. Our women are in the congregation of the dead, man. If you tell them they got to keep these commandments and they read these commandments, they're grievous to them. They don't want no part of them, okay? That's why they don't know what love is, okay? Bind them upon thy fingers, write them upon the table of thine heart, okay? This is how you get discretion, all right? This is how you learn to make good decisions. Say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding my kinswoman, that she may keep thee from the strange woman that flattereth with her words. And I already read this, but hey, got to read it again, man. All right? This will protect you from the so-called nigga woman, man. We need to be protected from them hoes, man. I'm telling you, okay? These hoes dangerous, man. All right? That those sensual desires are real. Your flesh see a woman, man, and you want her. You want to have her. You want to take her to bed, man. All right? But a night pet, like on that movie Martin played on, A Thin Line Between Love and Hate, that old woman, I think she died. A night full of passion to give you a lifetime of pain, man. Okay? This is Jeremiah 16. And right now, man, when we at in prophecy, man, you don't want to deal with these women. You don't want to get in no committed relationship, man. All right? This is what you want to do. Serve the Lord, all right? This is Jeremiah 16. The word of the Lord came to me saying, thou shalt not take thee a wife. You see, don't get in a committed relationship. If you're not loose, if you're not bound to a woman, seek not to get bound to her. All right? Neither shall thou have sons and daughters in this place. Our Heavenly Father did not put us here in America to become family guys and build a legacy here. This place is going to be destroyed with nuclear missiles, okay? For thus said the Lord concerning the sons and concerning the daughters that are born in this place, and concerning their mothers that bear them, and concerning their fathers that beget them in this land. They shall die grievous deaths. Look, that happened with me. All right? I raised my children. Me and my baby mama broke up, and I had my daughter and my son for years. Okay, but they're 14 and 15, so I had my son since he was 1 year old, and I had my daughter. I got her when she was 5, so I had her out for her 14 years on life on the planet Earth. I had her 9 of those years. Okay, so recently her mother moved to Houston and waited till I went to camp. And when I went to camp, my kids they already always know I go to camp, and they know what time I go to camp. The mother came and got them. They packed all their clothes and left. All right. And when I first came home, I was distraught, but I was like, nah, they of age. I taught them the ways of Yahweh Shema Shai. They made their conscious decision. Fuck you. All right? Go with your mother. Live the life of a heathen. Whatever befalls you, that's your judgment. I taught them the way. I showed them. I taught my daughter these scriptures. I went through these scriptures with my daughter. I told her I'm going to pick your husband. I taught them, we don't do the customs of the heathen. We don't do Christmas, birthday parties. We don't do that shit. We keep these high holy days. They made the conscious decision to go. But the scriptures told me I should have never went and played the family guy in the society. Now, I had my children before I came to the faith, but still, you see, now they've made the conscious decision, and this is what would happen to them unless they repent. All right, the Lord told us. He said, thou shalt not get a wife, neither should I have sons and daughters in this place. He's talking about captivity here in Babylon. He said the same thing to our forefathers when they went into ancient Babylon. The same thing that rule reigns supreme here. All right, they shall die grievous deaths. They shall not be lamented, neither shall they be buried, but they shall be as dung on the face of the earth. All right, this is what's going to befall. This is what's going to wake our women up. This is what's going to make them start thinking on the right frequency. When these things start happening, when they start dying, getting killed. All right, when they get so hungry, they start eating their children. All right, that's why it's written, the blueness of a wound cleanses away evil. All right, that's when we're gonna be able to start dealing with the black woman, and the curses is gonna start getting broken off of her when this judgment start reigning supreme on them hoes. Okay, and they shall be consumed by the sword and by the famine, and the carcasses they shall be meat for the fowls of the heaven and for the beasts of the earth. And that day is fastly approaching. All right, that's gonna even happen to the children that come from my loins, who I love. But hey, this is business, it's not personal. All right. These scriptures say all our children, the Lord came to bring variance between mother and father. All right, brother and sister, so on and so forth. Okay. Right now, our arch nemesis is Esau, and Esau's sword is the women of our nation, high treasonous so-called black women. Okay. So you got to be wary and weary of these bimbos, okay? This is 1 Corinthians, the 7th chapter, okay? I'm going to start at verse 25, and it's written, all right? This is what we're supposed to be doing, Akim. Now concerning virgins, I have a commandment of the Lord, yet I give my judgment, all right? And Paul, he gave his judgment according to dispensation. Dispensation goes into the word permission. As one that have obtained mercy of the Lord to be faithful. See, the Lord gave him permission to give us things that were outside of the commandments, advice outside of the commandments to do, because it's lawful to get married. It's lawful to have multiple wives. But Paul is about to tell us something contrary to the law. Okay? I suppose, therefore, that it's good for the present distress, I say that it's good for a man to be. All right. And he's saying for the present distress here in captivity, it's good for you to be like him. Don't deal with a woman. All right. Just only deal with the ministry. Let the ministry be your wife. And art thou bound unto a wife? Seek not to be loose. And he's saying, look, if you already come to this ministry and you're married and your wife is pleased to dwell with you and she's not interfering with the ministry, stay with her. The marriage bed is not undefiled. Okay. So stay with her. Don't leave her. Okay. Don't write a bill of divorce if she's doing right by you. Okay. Art thou loose from a wife? Seek not a wife. That's what we just read in Jeremiah, the 16th chapter. All right. If you don't have a wife, don't try to seek a wife. Don't try to build a family here in the land of Shinar. The only thing we're building is the house of David over here. All right. Now shit happens. Brothers are having children that's in the faith. The Lord is going to protect your children if he sees fit. Have mercy on them. That's why you pray for the Lord to have mercy on your kids. But you can pray for the Lord to have mercy on your children, and he won't, and he won't. He'll deliver you and don't deliver your household, okay? But man, you got just so many brothers having babies right now. The Lord is letting kingdom babies get born, Every brother's child is not going to be destroyed over here in America. So, but the wise thing to do is wait till the kingdom to have children. Wait till the kingdom where you're going to have full authority over your children. Nobody, no officer is going to come to your house telling you how you discipline your children. You won't have to discipline your children in the kingdom because they're going to have the laws in them. Everybody's going to be perfect. But right now here in America, all right, you don't have no power over your children. They go to school and complain about something you did to them, discipline them because they done something wrong. Man, these authorities will come take your children out of your house. So if you loose from these bimbos, don't deal with these black women, man. Deal with them accordingly. If you're going to deal with them, have discretion, and be circumspect, all right? These women are monsters, brute beasts. They bringing forth monsters, all right? Every generation getting worse. This got to be the final generation. Okay? So with this Abaratazai, this is edifying to the hearers. I want to give infinite honors to my Heavenly Father, my great King, Yahweh Shema Shabbat Shema Karkadash, double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone, and salutation to my fellow labors in the Mashiach Yahweh Shah, pushing his beloved true cross the four winds. Kwame Asherah, Baba Bar.